Let's paint easy peasy rainbows with watercolor. No sketching needed for this one. So grab your sketchbook and all your other watercolor supplies. It is listed right here what you need. So when you are ready, let's get started. So we immediately start with the painting part. No sketching, so we don't need pencils. We are not creating a composition. This is a really fun and easy exercise to get out of a creative block, to get inspired, to just be creating, get in that flow state. You can use your sketchbook for this. Right now you see me painting this on regular watercolor paper, but I also have done this exercise in my sketchbook. It's not about getting a perfect result. You can get messy. So basically, this is the exercise. Grab your round brush and grab your watercolor paint. What I usually do is using a spray bottle and spray the paint so that it gets activated, and then after a few minutes I can get started. And right now I am just picking any color. I'm picking the first color, and then I might think, what color should look really nice to this one? And then at points I don't even really think about it. I just don't want to think too much with this exercise. It's all about just creating, getting in the flow, just doing and having fun. And as I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. I'm actually loving where all the different paint colors touch each other and you see those colors merge and blend in together. I really love that effect. And normally with many watercolor illustrations that I make, I'm really trying to avoid that happening. But for this exercise, it is totally fine. So make it happen. Play around and have fun. This really is a very good exercise to improve your skills with the brush. So you see me using a round brush and I'm trying to paint like bended stripes, curved stripes, and the ends are more smaller, and at some points I'm trying to make them more square. If you have like a flat brush, I suggest you use that and see what effect that has on your painting. So really, this exercise helps you to get that flow of your brush. And maybe it takes practice to get more straight lines or to get that curve that you want. But as I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. So just have fun and practice. Just enjoy the process. Play around with those colors as well. And just remind that it doesn't need to be all in the perfect rainbow color order. You can mix it up just as you like. And we're just filling up the piece of paper, and so you don't need to only paint like really rainbow shaped curves. I'm doing some stripes here and there as well, just to fill the gaps. I want my entire page covered. And then after that, it's time to let the paint dry so we can add some details on top. Now I am using metallic paint. It's really something that I love and use a lot as details on my illustrations. But you can use something else as well. Maybe colored pencils or like gel markers or other markers, glitter pens, anything that you have that you would like to use to put those details on. It is really a lot of fun. Get really playful here. You can add horizontal stripes, vertical stripes, dots, like bendy, curvy lines, anything that you like, and it's just a lot of fun. So enjoy this process here. Now this is fun. I am going to add dots and stars in between all of my rainbows with my golden metallic paint, just to fill up that page even more and to make it one cohesive thing. Everything fits together. So this composition really comes together beautiful here. And after this, just let it dry. You can even sign it and you have made a beautiful rainbow illustration. And as I said, I also have done this in my sketchbook because I really think this is a very nice sketchbook exercise. And I have used a flat brush this time, so you can see the difference. That's why I wanted to share this. Now keep in mind, this is a sketchbook. This isn't actual watercolor paper. The paper is a bit thinner, and the watercolor paper that I usually use is rough. I love that rough grained. And this paper has a fine grain or no grain at all, so you can see the difference in the texture. And because of it's not actual watercolor paper, the water is lying more on top of the paper. It will blend in differently, and that's totally fine. But it's just that I wanted to show both situations with you, because when you are just starting and you are only used to doing one of the two and you feel like you're not happy with how it turns out, like your paper gets wobbly, or you don't like how the colors are coming together or how it's blending, etc., see the difference that paper can do. But also, I want to encourage you to have a sketchbook practice and don't be afraid to use watercolor in your sketchbook. A sketchbook doesn't need to be perfect, and the wobbly paper, for me, it really gives my sketchbook the character, especially when I use my sketchbook often and it builds up in there more and more papers that I have filled with my colors, with my drawings, with my paintings. I really love that the sketchbook then gets character. So don't worry about that. But if you want to create a real beautiful watercolor illustration art print, then really use watercolor paper. And for this, just play around and have fun. Again, just as we did with the other exercise, this is just the same one. Using a small brush, a round brush here, so I have tried with a flat brush and I'm painting with a round brush again. So that's also something that you can experiment with. Different brushes, different paper, different colors. And now for this one, I am painting stars with yellow paint. Of course, with the other one, you could have done that as well. If you didn't have metallic paint, you also could have used yellow paint. I love to add other items around those rainbows, like the stars, but as you see, also you can add clouds, but you could also add a sun or a moon or anything that is related to rainbows. Just play around again also with the colors and see how like little mistakes happen and the paint gets blended in together. Now again, as a final touch, you can add that metallic paint. And now you can see how I am adding the metallic paint on top of the yellow stars that I painted, and you see that they are more bold, more bright than when I painted the gold paint directly on the watercolor paper. Then it was lighter. Something to play around with as well. So I really hope that this video has inspired you, and please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and don't forget to share your creations on Instagram. Tag me at Sandra Art Studio and use the hashtag #CreateWithSandras. And I can't wait to see you in the next video.